Many of you may be coming satsang for the first time, but this subject, you are not a beginner. Because you're equally the timeless as the Buddha is. What is different? As yet you're not aware of it. Everything you can perceive, time, space, energies, people, objects, imagination, you know the difference between imagination and actuality, fantasy, actualities, your abilities psychically, your imagination, intellect, memory, desire, time, all of these things are meaningless without you because you are the witness of them, isn't it? All qualities that are presently known or potentially knowable must appear in your presence. Who are you? Even your own personality, the sense of your background, your autobiography, also you are not. Earlier than all of these, there is that. It is not behind or in front. It's not to the left or the right. It cannot be found with a compass. Where is location? Where is its location? Who are you see? In the same way that you go to bed each night, you maybe have a dream. But even the one you love most dearly, you cannot share the same dream together. It is a unique world. In the same way, in the waking state, your world is unique. Flavored in such a unique way. How are we going to live in the same world together? On the same earth, yes. In the same world, no. It's one earth, billions of worlds. Where is our true meeting place? Not in the mind. Your mind does not know you. It doesn't know anything. There is no such thing as mind knowing anything. It is you who know the mind. One must know the difference between oneself and one's mind. The correct relationship. There can be you without mind, but there cannot be mind without you. You are the witness of mind, of thought, feeling, emotion, desire, projections, judgments, all of this. That's your playground. But who are you? What I'm sharing with you is not to confuse you, but to at least allow you to be open enough to allow yourself to begin to deconstruct from a very rigid mindset. Maybe you have to come to a place to be confused for a little bit. But this confusion will help you to find your larger self. Stop living in a box, the box of your own conditioning. The self is not trapped inside any bubble, and certainly not in the bubble of conditioning. You are the witness of conditioning and its effects. Who are you? Experience this, you see. Are you beginning to feel some space within yourself? And even if your mind is making some noise, this noise also you perceive. It's only phenomenal. It is passing. It will pass. There's something in you that cannot pass. It cannot pass by. It cannot go somewhere else because there's nowhere else for it to go. It is everywhere. If you have a strong sense of identity, my words will have little appeal for you because you're so much afraid that some change may be too big for you. But for the one who embraces freedom, change is a small thing. You are the infinite, portraying itself as time and change. This is why you can witness this change. You can witness time. All these things are in front of you, but none of them conquer you unless you make yourself time also. Sometimes intense experiences help you to realize the self, whether it be physical pain or psychological pain, emotional pain. Sometimes you are driven to a point where it's become unbearable. Something becomes unbearable. You run out of moves, and there's nowhere to escape to. Sometimes you may be brought to a point where you're rendered completely helpless. Helpless. Has anybody experienced these things? And in that moment, which seems to be your weakest, you may discover your greatest strength. Sometimes we feel if life would only be more kind, more soft, more comfortable. But then you go to sleep. Leave it to the master chef who cooks to the taste of each one. Whatever your needs are for this life, it will bring to you. Make use of it. All our little difficulties or big difficulties, turn them to your advantage. Use them for freedom. Sometimes when a thing is too much, your mind just cannot cope. It cannot breathe, it cannot live, it cannot dance. And I'm talking about the dance which is like, the mind's dance is the tarantula. He gobbles you up. Sometimes some things are too big for him. And you may falsely think it's too big for you. And in that moment you may experience what may be felt as a crisis. But a crisis also sometimes is a door to lead back to your own self. In our culture, we are not educated or trained to think in this way. We are very one-dimensional in our way, in our cultural conditioning. Many people who found their way back home to the truth, if they could recall to you, you will see that they go through sometimes great pain, great sense of delusion and intense emotional pains and so on. It took that much to push them over the edge and back into themselves. Yes. The world doesn't understand this type of happiness. She didn't come to tell me I got a new car and just moving into a new house. Just started a fresh relationship, nothing like that. I have no questions. I have no desires somehow. My mind is empty of intention. It's not swimming around in the past. It's not swimming towards some future. I just am like this. I'm content, happy. The world does not teach you, listen, be like that. No. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? There are rather sometimes even the people that love you, they'd rather you be doing something and not be happy doing it than to be doing nothing and be happy. You understand? Nothingness is a taboo in the world. Emptiness is taboo, and it's screwing up everybody. because you have to be something. You have to become something. Then they may stick a badge on you, give you a piece of paper with a little ribbon on it, and you feel happy. Oh, I've got my paper with a ribbon. Very nice. Look, you see, spend the rest of your life showing people photo albums of yourself when you're sitting right there. Not in real tune and time with the universal being. Now someone is content. I don't have any aspiration. No. So in the world they'll say you're pretty much useless. You are useless. You have nothing to contribute to us. Happiness we don't want. To see a happy person we don't want. No, no. Hardworking we want. Happy person we don't need. You have no use to us being happy. We rather you're miserable and a hard worker. But to be peaceful and happy, you're useless for us. Content. Have you paid your taxes? Why should you be content? Nobody wants you to be content. Open. Open for what? Business? No, not business. Open to nothingness. What? Which psychiatric unit are you? So nobody's going to tell you for this. And if you listen to the world, look for them for approval, you will not know any happiness. Sometimes you have to go even sometimes against your own family because they are not awake to the virtues of life. We put in front of us, we venerate objects, certificates, and conditioning to be accepted by a world of conditioning. And they don't have a value of your own happiness. That's not everybody like that, but many is like this. To be content, you see. And they have to spend a little time with you to begin to have the eyes open a little bit to the vastness of your kingdom. They will not know you over the counter. Hello, how are you? Happy? Oh yes, very good. Happy for you. Okay, bye-bye. Okay? They will not appreciate, they cannot know your freedom. Only as you come into your own Buddha nature, it will penetrate all defenses, depending upon your destiny. Someone will not have any intention. They even prepare to not like you, and then they come into the orbit of your presence. Poof, finish. You see. But on the way to your own self-discovering, most people still in the momentum of judgment and of anxiety, insecurity, and self-defensiveness, so they will not see you. If a thief walks past or meets a holy person, he will only notice his pockets. What you value, that you will see. You see? And it will take time and openness for someone to see someone whose heart is beating in the truth. So don't look for praise and acceptance from the world. Don't seek it, period. Even from the Sangha, don't seek it. Be it. Be comfortable with your own comfort, your own peace. Don't be complacent. Don't be demonstrative. Just be yourself, you see.